Hi, my name is Chris Yukins. I'm a professor of government procurement law at the George Washington University Law School. I want to thank you for joining us today for the celebration of International Anti-Corruption Day through the International Anti-Corruption Academy. The purpose of today's session is to delve into the vision for the future of IACA's, the International Anti-Corruption Academy's contributions to the global efforts to prevent and fight corruption and promote compliance. And in this case, we'll be talking about IACA's contributions to the fight against corruption in the past, in the world of public procurement, and we'll also be talking about future goals as well for IACA. So what IACA has done over the last, let's say 10, 15 years that we've been working on procurement issues, public procurement issues through IACA. I've been teaching through IACA and I worked with a number of students on theses that they've published out of IACA. IACA has allowed us to explore how anti-corruption strategies complement and strengthen public procurement outcomes. The goal, of course, in public procurement is always to be able to purchase the best possible goods and services for the people who are affected by a public procurement system, the men, women, and children, say, of any given country. And what IACA has done is allowed us to see that, in fact, good anti-corruption systems don't conflict with good procurement outcomes, but in fact they complement. So what we do is in our classes, in our writing, in our research, we point out that the typical anti-corruption strategies such as debarment or bid challenges or audits or corporate compliance efforts or legislative oversight, that these all can work in sync with the procurement system and both reduce corruption and, importantly, improve outcomes in the public procurement system itself. So the question is, what's next for IACA? What's now that we've built this foundation, what's next? The answer is that the IACA, by showing that really anti-corruption systems are a complement or an integral part of a successful procurement system, has shown that the next step is to take that insight and to understand that it's really part of a broader understanding of procurement and its regulation as a risk-based exercise, and to say, okay, what do we do next? If we're going to make procurement systems better as risk control mechanisms, how can we reshape, for an example, procurement law to make it better accommodate a risk-based approach? And IACA will be able to work with the OECD, the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, for example, has really led the way over the last few years in developing a perspective and approach to procurement based on a risk base as opposed to a check the box, but really dealing with issues that come up in a procurement system, corruption, say, or failures in performance, to deal with these as risks that can be mitigated, can be controlled through a good procurement law system. And IACA, through its own work in anti-corruption, helps to integrate that so that we can begin to see going forward through the OECD and through, for example, the European Union's rewriting of its procurement directives, we can begin to see how we can make the procurement rules a very effective means of controlling risk and improving outcomes in public procurement in general. So IACA has played an important role in developing a risk-based approach over the last 10 or 15 years. And going forward, IACA is going to play an important role in helping improve and integrate the way that public procurement law can deal with risks such as the risks of corruption. Again, thank you very much for joining us for the celebration of International Anti-Corruption Day. I'm Chris Yukins, and please feel free to reach out to me through my email address if you have any questions. Thanks again.